Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm excited today because I had an interview just a few minutes ago, a radio interview. In a few minutes, maybe another hour, I have a magazine interview for a spotlight. And so I was encouraged by the interview, and I just want to share a little bit. I'll probably make a written post as well as a video post. And I just want to share a few things that just stuck out to me during the interview, and I might read my paper today. One of the significant things, it was the Orchid Radio Show. I think I'm saying that correctly. One of the questions was that she was talking about how well she enjoyed my book, Speaking to the Giant Within You. And she talked about how inspiring it was, and just to know my story and my journey, because a lot of times people can look and see you where you are now, but they don't know what it took to get there. And so the main theme of the show was that it was to encourage other people to branch out and do what they need to do or what they're inspired to do, to tell their story or share their story. And so one of the things that she wanted to know was what led me to write the book. And again, the name of the book is Speaking to the Giant Within You. And so I'm going to read off some of the reasons why I wrote the book. Ultimately, because I spent years hiding from being in front. And sometimes I still would do stuff. I was speaking everything, but number two, knowing what it's like to feel stuck. Number three, having to rebuild and start over with unsuccessful business attempts. Number four was having to learn to deal with the pain and overcome and teach others, because God has given me a voice to do so. And number five is realizing that walking in purpose is the only way to please God and be fulfilled. So I shared this about myself, is that when I'm passionate about something, when I set my heart or my mind to do something, I'm either 0 or 100, or I'm kind of 90. And so, and I have my bad days. And so when I'm a speech pathologist, and so I'm shifting into doing other things. And so it takes a lot of courage. It takes, a lot of faith, and it takes boldness to be able to step out and do things that you have not done before, or out of sight of your comfort zone, or even just being in the front, because, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so when I started doing my business things, it was maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. It didn't go over well. Things wasn't working out. And so I was like, well, maybe God don't want me to do this. Well, maybe this is not for me, because it wasn't working out. And so I would stop. And so I'm thankful and grateful for the people that continue to encourage me. And I'm thankful for knowing that it's just a season and a timing when it's time for you to do the things sometimes that you're passionate about doing. So that's why I talk about the 0. So 0 to the 100. If it wasn't going right, I'm like, okay, it's time to do something else. So, and I had got to a place where I was willing to settle. I was willing to settle with just being behind the scenes, just being, And so what I learned from that is that everybody's not meant to be behind the scenes, and that if God called or created you to go forward and be in the front line and whatever it is you're doing, you have to do that, because that's the only way that you're going to be fulfilled, and that's the only way that you're going to please Him. And know this, that when you do go forward, everybody is not going to understand you. Everybody is not going to know your story. Everybody's not going to know your why. But this is one thing to be sure, is that your purpose and your passion has to be greater than your fear of what anybody thinks or what anybody says, because that's going to happen. And even what I've learned from going forward with different things is that you're still going to have bad days. You're still going to have days. And so you never know. I have this smile, but you never know behind the scenes what people may go through. And so I have created this phrase, this mantra, that I'm going to maintain my place of peace and power no matter what. So even when things come that shake me a little bit, that cause me to be emotional for a little bit, only for a moment, I'm going to allow myself to be in that moment, but I'm going to get back up and I'm going to maintain my place of peace and power and my authority, and knowing that I can call those things that be not as though they were. And so I just went to the left on that one. But anyway, yeah. And I just determined that as I go forward and I have days that, things not working out, I'm just determined to keep fighting. I just believe I was born to fight. And so I hope that you all feel the same. I just was led to come on today, since I'm probably going to make a post, but I just wanted to talk about my interview. It was pretty good. And so in about another hour, I have an interview for magazine for a Spotlight, and I'm so grateful for people choosing me to share my story. And so if you haven't gotten the book, Speaking to the Giant Within You, I would love for you to purchase my book and support my book. And again, I've made several. Sometimes you never know who you might miss. So the book is speaking to someone that feels stuck, that has need to let go of the pain of their past. It's talking about self-love. It's talking about forgiveness. It's talking about moving forward. And it has several checklists and things that you can do to help you to move forward. Speaking to the giant within you. That's what I was talking about today. And it is on my website, www.biancalangford, BIANCALANGFORD.com. And so you can purchase your book there. And I look forward to chatting with you all soon. Have a great Friday. It's Friday. Yay.